An organization is two words come together. That is organized nation. What makes an organization unique is because of the structure being shared, like departments and working together separately, but achieving one goal while working separately. The same thing that what they call departments in organizations is what is referred to as institutions in politics. Now, in this video, I'll be talking about the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 2. As you know, my plan is to explain the Bible verse by verse. That's from Genesis up to Revelation from a political view, because I believe that the whole Bible is all about politics. Now let's dive into it. Genesis chapter 1, verse 2. This is my Bible here, and I'll be reading from this. Now, the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. I'm going to share this verse 2 into two videos. This will be the first video, and in my next upload, I'll be doing the second part. The first part I'll be focusing on is now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep. That will be our part A. Now let's talk about the earth being formless and empty. Formless, the language of the Bible is different. So the word formless here, if we are to bring it into politics to understand what it means politically, it means the earth had no political structures. Political structure by definition means how a government run. Now I want you to have this in mind that when you hear the word God, what should come to your mind is government. Yes, so that you can understand when I say government, when I say God, what most of the time I'll be using God, the government. So you won't complicate it and like, so you won't mix it up. So when you hear God in the Bible, it's simply talking about the government. Understand, like the supreme government, the government that owns the earth and has every right to the entire earth and the heavens, just as it said in Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. So I want you to imagine a situation whereby a small village that has people in it and they have no leaders. Nobody is in charge of maintaining orders in the community, that is in the village. What do you think is going to happen? Basically, there will be no laws. There will be no sin. There will be no judiciary to execute those laws. When setting up a country, the first thing that the country always consider is to have a political structure. That is to have a government that is going to set up a political structure. That is the same thing God was actually trying to do in Genesis chapter 1, verse 2. Description of the earth in Genesis chapter 1, verse 2 was it was formless. That is, there was no political structure there. And like the way I explained when I started this video, I said an organization is two words come together, which is organized nation. And that's what makes an organized nation, that is organization, unique, is the beauty of having different departments, which is what we call institution in politics, working separately, but to achieve one goal. That is, as they are working separately, they are actually working towards one goal. Now, one interesting fact about the earth during this time was there was no political structure on earth. That is, there was no institutions, no department at all on earth during that period. So that was one of the qualities that God saw that made him say, okay, I need to develop this place. In every organization or a gathering, be it a small gathering or a large gathering, there has to be someone there to lead, and that person that is leading is being regarded to as the government. One person doesn't lead a group of people. One person doesn't lead. The person must surely have some people that is going to work with. That is someone that is going to send you. Okay, you go there. You come here. You do this. You do that. That is those people that actually send. Those people that are working with that person, and the person itself is regarded to as the government, and their offices, that is their jobs, is what is regarded to as institutions in politics. And I want to remind you again about the definition, like the simple definition of politics, as I gave in my first video, that is Genesis chapter 1 verse 1, that politics is the distribution or management of power and resources. That is who gets what, who get this or who get that. That is the simple definition of politics. Now to take it further now, I said the earth was formless and empty. Now when you actually read that verse, like I said, formless is talking about political structures, that the earth was having no political structures. When you go to Google and search for Earth, you see that the Earth is actually having a shape. But formless, it's actually saying like formless is saying there is no shape. But that statement was actually a political statement, said in a figurative style. That's figure of speech. And the word empty there, it said that the earth was empty, and empty in English means something else. That is when there is nothing in um, when there is nothing in something is what regards to as empty. When you read further, you will see that it said darkness was over the surface of the deep. The deep here means waters. That's the deep. When there is a water inside a cup, you don't regard that to as empty, right? So there was waters everywhere on earth, as in everywhere on earth there was water. So that means this that word empty there wasn't the same empty that English language was actually trying to tell us. Now empty means, and well, I'm going to define this in a political way for you. Empty, there was nobody to take responsibility to set up political structures. That is the reason why God had to come in to set it up. And in politics, the first person to get to a, a territory is regarded and is regarded as the owner of that place. Everything on earth here, we met everything here on earth. And if you read the Bible further, you begin to see how Adam got out of the Garden of Eden, and that was when claiming lands began. Yes, that was claiming lands, that where anywhere a man, where wanderers get to, they try to clear that place up, make it clean, and they claim the place, give it a name, and it becomes theirs. That is what God is actually trying to do here. Now, God actually had to go into the earth to set up political institutions. When I say political institution, I'm talking about the sun, the moon, the stars, the seas, the land, fish, and all the stuff like that, and all others like that. That is what was regarded as political institutions. Don't get it complicated. I'm still going to explain furthermore. I'm still going to talk about this more political institutions of the heads in my other videos too. Now, if we are to read that word, earth was formless and empty. To reframe that formless and empty, I'll read it like this. Now, the earth was without political structures, and there was no governing bodies to take responsibility to set up political institutions in there. That's quite long. Now let's take this forward now. It says that the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep. Now, darkness being over the surface of the deep here is a figure of speech. Now, that word, darkness, was over the surface of the deep. I want you to understand something that when you dominate in politics, it means you are in power. Yes, that's the right word. It means you are in power. Here we have darkness was over the surface of the deep. Now, darkness was covered the old waters. Darkness covered the old waters there. Darkness covered the old waters. And darkness here is something we really don't think about as the way it's been seen in politics. In politics, darkness actually means ignorance. That is ignorance, that the old earth was so ignorant that there was no that like the earth was ignorant that there was no political structures there. That means somebody outside have to come in to let them know that hey, you guys don't have political structures. Let me set it up for you. The same thing happened in history, like the colonial eras, when the Europeans came down to Africa to dominate. And when they actually got here, there was no navy, nobody to challenge them. That who are you people? What are you doing here? And all this, and other things like that. And so they when they came in, they had to tell the people that hey, let us help you to set up political structures, but this is our terms and condition. Darkness over the surface of the deep is something that happens a lot, even in this our time. Dark like ignorance is simply what you don't know. Ignorance is in four aspects. Things we do not know, we know. Things we know, we do not know. Number two, things we do not know, we do not know. Things we think we know, but we do not know. Things we do not know, but we know. Now, why is this important for you to know about ignorance so much? Because ignorance is a political tool. Ignorance is good sometimes. If you like what you are hearing right now, I want you to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thank you very much. And I'm going to see you in my next video where I'm going to be explaining a deeper meaning of about the spirit of God. Thank you very much and God bless you.